Hello everyone, my name is Carl Redmond Jr. and today I'm making another video entitled Carl vs. Illuminati. Video number 9, The Secret Society, Covid-19, and the Medical Profession. Let's begin. As everyone probably know who's watched any of my videos, right, it is my position that while I was in the military at the age of 21, I was approached to join a program which I thought was a military program, but it turned out to be a request to join a secret society. Okay? I said okay because I thought it was a military program. And it seemed like I had the Midas touch. When I got in trouble, it would go away. I mean, when I say trouble, I mean trouble with the law or something like this, right? Okay. When I did anything small but positive, they would blow it up, make sure I would get recognition for it or whatever. All right, okay. Until I got ready to until my time in the military got short, then suddenly they wanted me, the members of this program, I'm gonna call it a secret society, okay? The members of this secret society wanted me to re-enlist. They asked me 3 times, I refused, and then they took the blanket of protection off me. And when they take the blanket of protection off of you, they don't just take that off, they take it off and then begin attacking you, right? They do this through their network, their membership, their members who are infiltrated in all areas of the government, and they can, if they don't have a member involved in an organization or whatever, they can influence. They have influence in everything. Okay, if they don't have it now, if you become a target of theirs, they will get it. Okay, all right. Anyway, when they started attacking me, I talk about how they attack you when a secret society attacks an individual or anyone. They attack from several different areas of your life at the same time. One of those areas is your health, okay? And that's what I'm talking about today, is how the secret society attacks your health through the medical profession. All right, okay. When I got out of the military, it was in 1986, right? 1988, I went to prison where I ended up getting some sort of bacterial infection on my back. And I went to, every prison has a medical facility. And I kept going to that medical facility and all the rest of them. And whenever I went to a different facility or prison, all right? And no one in none of these medical facilities would ever be able to treat my infection. So I had a nasty infection where bumps or boils would develop on both of my shoulder blades, right? And they would become pussy and full, and they would end up busting and draining, and then they'd start drying up, and bottom line is they'll leave scars, as a reminder that they had been there, right? And then a month or two later, the whole process starts over again. And this went on for 8 years, right? And eventually I lucked up. They transferred me, and as soon as I got to the next prison, I went to the doctor, and the doctor took one look at my back and gave me some pills, some antibiotics to take for 2 days. I had to take them once each day, right? And it cleared up the infection like that. Meanwhile, I got a scarred up back, right? Okay, that was an example of how they can entice the medical profession, people in the medical profession you know, to mistreat, misdiagnose anyone with a medical problem in order to cause them problems or in order to disrupt their health, hopefully causing death. That's what they're after. They're out to destroy you, but they don't want to do it violently because they don't want to leave a trail. So they want to make it look like it was an accident or natural causes. That's why they use the medical profession, right? Okay. Meanwhile, they're attacking other areas of your life to stress you out. But this is just one area that I'm breaking off, explaining to you about. Okay. So later on, when I got out of prison, okay, and I started running marathons and everything, trying to do the right thing, right, and I started developing scabs and sores in my nose, right, when I started being treated by the VA, okay, the VA hospital in Chicago, okay, so I kept asking them, what's the problem, and they kept telling me, you just got a dry nose and you just got to keep it moist, right? And we recommend that you use seawater, sea salt, something like that, okay? And so I would think about it, this is not real, not finna waste, that's not solving the problem, right? So I did try it for a while, but like I said, I didn't see no improvement, no results, right? So I discontinued it. Okay. Eventually, I was shaving my nose one day and I looked in my nose and I saw that these sores or whatever had developed a hole straight through the cartilage of the center of my nose. A decent sized hole too, right? And I'm like, that's when I became more serious, right? Because these sores that's coming out of my nose are in actuality they're tissue that's being deteriorated or attacked or killed by this infection or whatever it is, right? Okay, so eventually they did a biopsy on the VA did a biopsy on some of the scabs, right? To find out whether it was cancerous. They say it's not cancerous, but they still won't say what it was, right? So, also at the same time, while I starting back from when I was in the military, right? When I refused to re-enlist, now all of a sudden I started having issues with my teeth where they kept saying that I had some sort of infection, but there was never a solution. They just said, well, we just have to clean it deep, right? And they'll be digging in my teeth. After a few years or whatever, I started noticing that my gums were deteriorating. My gums were going down, right? And they kept telling me eventually all your teeth going to come out, right? So when I got out of prison, I had some money, so I went to an outside doctor, and in order to get some real professional, high quality attention on my teeth, right? And the doctor, the dentist then, outside dentist, ended up finding out that there was a dark spot inside my gums, and he said, we're going to have to take out your bottom front teeth in order to go inside and find out what that dark spot is. He said it may be cancerous or whatever, but we need to know before we start, building your smile up or, fixing my teeth. So what happened was he said it was going to be very expensive and everything. I mentioned that I was a veteran. He said, don't worry about nothing. He scribbled some little sentence on a piece of paper, told me to give it to the VA. I gave it to the VA. They must have knew that there was something wrong because they took care of me and gave me VIP treatment. All right. And I wasn't supposed to be eligible for dental treatment at the VA because when they put me out of the Army, 30 days before my out date, this was why they did it, so that I would lose some of my benefits, in this case, dental. All right. So, but they didn't care nothing about that, right? You understand what I'm saying? They didn't care nothing about that. Once that doctor wrote that note, letting them know that he realized that there was something wrong, they got on their job, right? Okay. So I ended up losing. Bottom line is I lost all my teeth as a result of fooling with the VA. Okay. I got a hole in my nose as a result of fooling with the VA. To this day, they will not give a diagnosis or a possibility of what. They won't even suspect. They won't even speculate as to what caused the hole in my nose, right? Okay, so I end up going to an outside doctor recently, and he at least mentioned the possibility that it must have been an infection. Okay, the nose thing, right? I didn't know what to do, and I was becoming more alarmed about the situation. And I remember praying about it, and as fate would have it, I ended up going to jail, and I got bit by a spider. And the medical staff, in the process of treating the spider bite, gave me antibiotics. And the antibiotics that they gave me, fortunately, cleared up the sores in my nose. So when I got out, I went to the VA and told them to give me antibiotics and told them what had happened, why I believed the antibiotics would work. And they did not want to give it to me. I had to threaten to go public about them not giving me, a treatment that I had already found out that actually worked to fix my health. Okay, so they gave me some antibiotics, but I don't think it was the same, right? But it did help knock it out for a while. Now, last year, Kim Fox staff put me in jail for a fake felony possession charge that they made up. Again, yes, I've already expressed my thoughts that the secret society uses all government agencies, so they're using Kim Fox to prosecute me. That's one area of my life, my freedom. The other area, right? Okay, is the VA attacking me on the medical side. You see, you get a little more picture of this thing, right? And they coordinate with each other, right? Okay. Recently, this week, I had put in for my eyes are red. I'm pretty sure you all can see that, right? And I put in. Well, let me backtrack, right? Okay, Kim Potts had me put in jail, right? Last year, the jail staff suddenly wanted me they wanted me to work, be an inmate worker, and I didn't have a bond. And if you got a no bond, then you're not supposed to be eligible to work, even as an inmate in jail, right? So they seemed it seemed too suspicious to me. I thought it was a setup, so and then too I really didn't want to work, but I refused, right? They messed around and put a guy in my cell who was like a trustee. He works all over the jail. He's exposed to all the people, right? One night, this guy, this white guy that they had put in my cell, admitted to me that he had COVID-19. He was positive for COVID-19. I don't know how he knew, but he said he knew. He said that he had been around people that had it, and he had it. A few hours later, mysteriously, he gets bonded out. Okay, no EM or nothing. All right. The next day, I get diagnosed at the ER for COVID-19, right? And the doctor stuck a needle up my nose, right? In the same area where the scabs were originating from the upper region of my nostrils, right? Okay. And when the doctor stuck a needle up there to test me, because that little prick at the end, that's not no swab. I don't care what nobody say. I know that was a needle poking me, right? Anyway, immediately the doctor told me that he tested me, stuck the needle up my nose like that because the COVID-19 virus, he says, nests somewhere up in here. Now, I don't know whether he's right or wrong, but that's what he told me, okay? Now, he ordered me to be put on antibiotics right away. Okay. Now, I know one thing. COVID-19 is a virus, and antibiotics are not to treat a virus. Okay? They're for bacterial infections, like the one in my nose. Okay, so what happens is he puts me on antibiotics, and then he told me the test results to come back in 24 hours. The test results went back in 24 hours, and I was still moved to another area with the other guys who had tested for COVID-19. All right. One day, they had left my dentures, right, and so I wanted them to go get them, and they wouldn't. The guards wouldn't go get them, so I refused medical treatment and my medication, the antibiotics, right. Oh boy, that was a risky game there. They put me in that cell, and that's when I realized I'm all alone, and I can't get to nobody, and I felt like I was gonna die. Ooh boy, I was weak, too weak to do anything, to get up or anything. I felt nauseated. It just everything started going wrong, yo. And this was all because I had refused these antibiotics one time. Okay, so now what happens is, fortunately, the guards and everything did not want any conflict, right? With the higher ups or the medical profession, so they brought me my dentures, right? And I had already made up my mind. I wasn't gonna play that game no more. I was gonna take them antibiotics. I took the antibiotics, and immediately I started recovering. All right. I took another set of pills the next day, the antibiotics, and after that I was good. Okay, and so they still kept me in custody for another month before they released me, and I had a complaint in order to get that done. But they eventually released me. Right when I got out, right, I went to the VA. Okay, and now I got this swelling in the corners of my eyes. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's red in the corners of my eyes. The tissue is swelling. And, well, I went to the VA on the 15th, and the ophthalmologist, right, the eye doctor, said there's nothing wrong. And he put them drops in my eye to test my eyes. He said he wanted to test it, to see the back of my eyes or whatever, right? The next day, my eyes were red. Even the white parts were red, not just the corner. And the corners have swollen up a little more, right? I went to the ER at another VA hospital, and they told me there was nothing wrong either. All right? No diagnosis. So as I'm leaving the ER room, all of a sudden, the staff catch me and tells me that the ophthalmologist who had examined me the day before, who said there was nothing wrong, suddenly orders antibiotics and some sort of ointment or moisturizer for my eyes over the phone. He couldn't do it the day before where he saw nothing. But now he wants to treat me for something he can't even see. Okay? Okay, all right. Okay. Now, my conclusion is, right, is that one, this COVID-19 is some sort of virus, right, that gets in your body and it aggravates whatever is not healthy. It aggravates what in my case it was the infection in my nose, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Based on that experience in that cell, I believe it would have killed me. If the doc I think the doc was not up with the program. Apparently the little secret society had not informed everybody, or somehow or another took somebody else's shift, but he didn't know that he wasn't supposed to treat me for that. But he gave me the antibiotics, and that was the only ailment I had. So the COVID-19 didn't have anything else to work on. So I recovered rapidly once the infection was knocked out. Now that's just my opinion. It's just food for thought. I'm just sharing some information, right? Okay. I just remember how before I figured this secret society angle out, how everything was so stressful and confusing. It's messed up when you don't know who the enemy is. How can you fight? Okay, but I got it right now, and I'm doing better every day. All right. In the meantime, though, I wanted you all to hear my experience with COVID-19. Okay, and above all, I want y'all to keep on top of this because here it is. I'm telling you, the VA, Kim Fox, are controlled by a secret society because they have no reason to be treating me like this. No reason whatsoever. Okay, my eyes are red. All right. Now, this is 2 days later. Look at my eyes. They're red. Yeah, like some of the guys joked with me about, yeah, it looks like I've been smoking weed or something like that, okay? I assure you this is not that, okay? All right? When I wake up in the morning, they're red like this. You see, it's almost bedtime, and they're just like this, okay? This is just, like I say, a small illustration of how the medical profession can be used by a secret society to affect your health. Have I seen other incidents where the medical profession has been used? Yes, I have. Did it cause death? Yes, it did. Okay. And it's too much of a coincidence around it for it to be anything else. But right now, I just wanted to, introduce you to the idea that they work through the medical profession too. Okay. If you're targeted by them, misdiagnosis, mistreatment, or they give you a false diagnosis. Tell you got cancer and you got to start chemo. You ain't got nothing wrong with you, but when the chemo, since it doesn't have anything to act on but your healthy cells, you may end up dead because of that. Okay, we'll talk more about that in the future. But for right now, I don't want to make this video too long because I don't want to bore you guys, right? I hope you got something out of it. When you watch my other videos, or this one, please hit the button up under the video screen with my picture on it. That's a button, okay, where you can hit my channel and see all the rest of my videos. So maybe if you miss certain parts, maybe some of my previous videos will answer your questions. In the meantime, feel free to make comments or whatever, right? Thanks for watching. I'm Carl Redmond Jr. Take care. Bye.